Hey guys, and welcome back to Sunny Liston Gaming. Today's video is going to be really a lot of fun, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. Worked really hard. I even wrote a script and everything. I didn't even know I could write. Anyway, today's video, in my opinion, the 5 best overworld bosses in Breath of the Wild and how to take them down. Really hope you guys enjoy the video. If you haven't done so yet, please go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button and comment if you want to have some discussion about this. Once again, thank you for watching Sunny Liston Gaming. Let's go ahead and get into the video. Since its release in 2017, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild has captivated anyone who has had the pleasure of playing it. From stunning visuals to a musical score that hits all of the right notes, Breath of the Wild is still stealing hearts and stealing imaginations. One of the more brutal sides of this game are the enemies, and specifically the overworld bosses. It's not very often that a game comes along that makes such a strong impact, and on so many, but Breath of the Wild has managed to do just that. And here we are, in 2020, Breath of the Wild is still changing lives and making a great impact. In this video, I discuss the best overworld bosses of Breath of the Wild in order from least challenging to most challenging, and how to defeat every single one. Included in this list is the Hinox, the Stone Talus, every single Guardian, minus the Guardian Scouts because they're not real. And of course, Lionel's. This video is going to be a lot of fun, so let's get to it. Okay guys, so for this first boss, this is going to be the Hinox. I really like this boss a lot. It's fun, but not super challenging, and despite that, it scared the crap out of me when I first came across one. The attack pattern is actually really easy to memorize. They're just intimidating because they're huge. They're actually one of the more avoidable overworld bosses in the game. Word to the wise, they will throw an entire tree at you if you give them the chance. But as you can see here, their weak spot is actually their eye. So the best strategy is to use Stasis Plus if you have it. Freeze them with that, shoot them in the eyeball, stun them, hit them, rinse and repeat until vanquished. And down he goes like a sack of taters. Now there are 5 different variations of the Bokoblin, Lizalfos, Moblin, Hinox, and Lionel with the colors of red, blue, black, white, and gold from easiest to toughest, respectively. In this video, I'll just be discussing any variation of those. And just like the other one, that fellow went down too. Next up is the Molduga. The Molduga is only found in the Gerudo Desert. They're relatively easy to avoid if you're actually in a battle with them, but they can catch you off guard as they are able to burrow in the sand, as you can see here. The Molduga are pretty tough overall in terms of hardiness, and they can take some time to kill. And as a side note, I personally love that they made a Molduking as part of the Champions Ballot. Now, as far as strategy for defeating these guys, what you're going to want to do is get some high ground like Obi-Wan.
I have the high ground!
Drop a bomb down, wait for that Molduga to notice that bomb, and then when it jumps up in the air to swallow that bomb, detonate the bomb. It's going to land on the ground, it's going to flop around, and that's your opportunity to take advantage. Throw bomb, let it eat bomb, detonate bomb. Then go in for the kill, or at least the hits. So it's pretty easy. You just rinse and repeat this process. Kaboom, fly in, and just hack at this ugly duck looking thing. It's important to note that you do not want to get hit by this guy. It will hurt, and if you do not have enough health, it will one hit kill you. And by enough health, I mean like 20 hearts. These guys are no joke. And once you've done this enough, you will stand as the victor and can collect your spoils. Next up is the Stone Talus. The Stone Talus is found everywhere in Hyrule, from the Great Plateau to Tabantha to Death Mountain. Stone Talus are sufficiently challenging. They have very good aim when launching their arms at you. Their weak spot can actually vary from talus to talus. Sometimes it's on the very top of their body to basically on their butt. In this one, it's on the top, so it's relatively easy. The best strategy here is to gain some distance and height from the talus, allowing you to glide toward it and aim in slow motion. Shoot the weak spot, and then the talus will fall to the ground, allowing you to climb it. Now if it's raining, this task will be much harder, so you may want to engage when it's a clear day. It will make your life much easier. Once you're on top, hack at its weak spot if you're not being attacked by stupid bats. Preferably with a two-handed weapon. Now once you take it down, it's going to give you a whole lot of pretty stuff to pick up, so enjoy your victory. The other strategy is a little bit more straightforward. You can basically start out on top of the talus. He might knock you over, but the concept is the same. Climb on top, grab a two-handed weapon. In this case, I'm using a Savage Lionel Crusher. And then just hack at that weak spot just like before. And before long, you'll have a bunch of pretty stuff to pick up. Alright everybody, next up on the list is all of the Guardians. Now there are several different types of Guardians in Breath of the Wild. The first is the Decayed Guardian. These guys don't move and are relatively easy to take care of. Second is the Guardian Stalker. These guys are actually pretty tough because they're mobile and they are strong. The third is the Guardian Skywatcher. These guys are annoying. And the fourth is the Guardian Turret, the tank. I'm going to show you guys how to destroy every single one of these. The easiest methods, the quickest methods, and the ones that aren't going to get you killed. First up are Decayed Guardians. Decayed Guardians are first encountered on the Great Plateau Eastern Abbey. These also scared the living crap out of me the first time I came across one, and then another, and then another. They're relatively easy to kill. You can even take them out with a pot lid or any shield for that matter, but you do need to master the perfect parry. And this is exactly why. This guy has me targeted from halfway across the map. And if I didn't have Daruk's protection right there, that would have been a very bad day. The perfect parry is actually a pretty easy technique to get down. It just takes a lot of practice. And here, I'll show you how to do it. There's our Guardian. What you're going to want to do is maintain a relatively medium distance. You don't want to be too far or too close. You want to shield parry right after the beep. Just like that. And it's going to take some practice. You're going to die a lot, but once you have it down, you're never going to want to stop killing Guardians, I promise. Guardian Stalkers are next up on the list. And this was the second Guardian I came across in Breath of the Wild. It destroyed me in a matter of seconds. These guys will one-shot you for quite a while until you're stronger. So if you haven't mastered the perfect shield parry, it's just best to avoid them. They are tough. With 1,500 HP and their ability to both target you from across the map and be completely mobile, they are not to be underestimated. The strategy for Stalkers is the same as with Decayed Guardians. You're going to lock on with ZL, wait for the beep, and parry. Otherwise, just avoid these guys, or you can just take it out with an ancient arrow to the eyeball, and that'll be all she wrote. Just like this. Next on the list is the most annoying of the Guardians in my personal opinion, and that's the Guardian Skywatcher. Here you can see them being annoying and dumb all over the place. These flying idiots can be found primarily around Hyrule Castle, flying around being stupid and dumb. And they can also be found in Tabantha, flying around being stupid and dumb. Akala, near the Akala Tower, once again flying around being stupid and dumb. They can also be found in the Orderat Quarry, which is right outside the Spring of Power in Akala. One of the last major areas Guardian Skywatchers can be found is on the island chain to the far east in Akala. But they can also be found other random and odd areas in Hyrule. Guardian Skywatchers are also incredibly tough, with the same HP as a Guardian Stalker, but they have the added threat of being airborne. What's more, if you attempt to engage them and try to shield parry, you may not get a direct hit, as they sway back and forth when you hit them. Needless to say, it's quite annoying. Honestly, the easiest way to deal with these guys is to just glide at them, slow time, and shoot them right in the eyeball with an ancient arrow. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. One tactic that I don't show but can be pretty effective and helpful is to just shoot at their propellers, destroy all of their propellers, and then they'll fall to the ground, leaving them completely defenseless and helpless. But this is honestly the easiest way. Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. Next on the list are Guardian Turrets. Now, Guardian Turrets can only be found around Hyrule Castle. Technically, They're also in Trial of the Sword Final Trials, so I'll count that. Guardian turrets, as I'm sure you can guess, are also very tough. They have the same range and ability to target you from halfway across the freaking map, and can also raise and lower their upper half in order to have a better angle and view. The advantage here, though, is that they are completely immobile. Having the same HP of 1500 as the other larger Guardians, they can take a while to kill, despite not being able to move. These turrets can be defeated by deflecting their laser beams, or using Stasis Plus to freeze it and then wail on it with a two-handed weapon while spin attacking. Or you can just use the trusty old ancient arrow. Bada bing, bada boom. Bye bye. Overall, though, all of the Guardians are formidable opponents. And while I completely hate the Guardian Skywatchers, I love all the Guardians as enemies in this game, especially as overworld bosses. They really bring it all together, in my opinion, and I couldn't be happier about having them around. At least, you know, till I kill them. Ah yes, it wouldn't be an overworld boss countdown without the Lionel. Even though somehow they aren't technically considered an official overworld boss, they don't have their own boss music, nor do they have an HP bar at the top of the screen. Okay, so Guardians don't either, but I also consider them overworld bosses. So there. Lionels can be found pretty much everywhere in Hyrule, but there aren't too many of them when taking into account the size of Hyrule, with the total number of Lionels being 22 appearing in the whole map. That fact is according to Zelda Wiki. Fear doesn't begin to describe what I felt when I first came across one of these bad boys. They are big, they're scary, and they hit hard. Even with good armor, they can take you out pretty quick. Lionels are by far the most challenging of enemies in this game, and the fact that gold Lionels exist in Master Mode is nothing short of horrifying. That said, they're not impossible. Good night, sweet prince. If you do decide to take a Lionel on, the best thing to do is to learn its attacks. They have several, so you may want to take notes. The other thing you will absolutely need to learn and master is the perfect dodge and perfect parry. These skills will be invaluable to you when fighting Lionels. When you have mastered both of these points, approach that hairy fellow with vigor and aplomb. It should be noted that the Lionel will allow you a chance to change your mind, since upon approach it will not engage you for several seconds. After that, it's game on. Word to the wise here, you do not want to maintain any kind of distance if the Lionel is not actively attacking you. He will launch an unstoppable volley of whatever arrows he's carrying, and he will not miss. Once you start a battle with a Lionel, do not let up. If you do, he will take advantage of that hesitation. Give that gorgeous maned, scary as crap, half man, half lion beast everything you've got. Use every single tool at your disposal. Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge your way to victory, and don't stop until the fat Lionel roars. Once defeated, you will be duly rewarded with the corresponding Lionel weapons of the foe you vanquished. Huzzah! Alright, and that wraps up the video. Thank you again for watching if you stuck around to the end. Once again, if you could like and subscribe to Sunny Liston Gaming, I would really appreciate it. It helps me out a lot. If you like this video or if you have different thoughts, go ahead and drop a comment down below. I want to hear your thoughts on this and have some discussion. Once again, thank you for tuning in to Sunny Liston Gaming, where I bring you some really crazy stuff week to week. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time, and never stop exploring.